In rare occasions when building in Minecraft, a full block just doesn't get the job done. So will today's featured add-on help us? Let's find out, because today's add-on reveal is on the Mini Blocks add-on created by Float Studios. At 490 mine tokens, this add-on takes up 14 megabytes of space. So will a mini block solve all our building issues? Or is it just a tiny problem waiting to happen? Just before we jump into today's video, I wanted to let you know that this video is intended to be a first look reveal and not a full tutorial or an actual playthrough. I'm going to be exploring the add-on for the first time, and you're going to see my genuine reactions and thoughts as we go through it. I'll lay out every block and item that I can find to show you just how much content you get for your minecoins, and I'll talk through what I think stands out, what might need work, and what my general overall impressions are. There are timestamps down below in the description, so feel free to jump around to the sections that interest you most. Let's go. So when you load into a brand new world, then you're given the Mini Blocks add-on tutorial book. And this tutorial book is a 3D book, but for people who aren't fans of 3D books, if you click this little icon here, it is also a translation in a menu, which might be easier for some people to read. And also there is a cogwheel over here for settings, which we'll get into shortly. It says you've installed the Mini Blocks add-on version 1.0. Introduction: the add-on adds over 250 plus vanilla mini blocks to your world. Of course I counted, it's 253 mini blocks, so they do slightly go above that 250. A mini block is 1/8 of a regular Minecraft block, and they can be placed down in any position within a regular Minecraft block space. Most blocks can be turned into a mini block. Simply place the block you want to become a mini block into a stone cutter. Now, a couple things here that I just want to note. So firstly, when it says a mini block is 1/8 of a block, it means it incredibly literally, to the point that it actually disappoints me. So what I mean by that, and we will go into this in the video, this is not a block shrunk down to 1/8 its size. Instead, it's literally 1/8 of the block, i.e. it's literally the corner of the block. And as you place, you build the original size of the block. That's very disappointing for me, I'm afraid, but we will go into that. Some people may be okay with that. Also, it does also say that most blocks can be turned into a mini block. Now, obviously, you don't have to be a mathematician to know that if there are 253 blocks, that's not most blocks, but it is most overworld blocks, and it is a lot of the more simple blocks, but the more detailed ones are not included. And I'll give you some example of those later, as well as the blocks from different dimensions are not included either. But all of this will be covered in today's video. If you continue in the video, it will tell you how to place the block, which we will cover today. It tells you how to remove the block. And this one I want to read out because it says removing mini blocks is as simple as placing them. Simply look at the mini block you want to remove and break it while holding any type of tool. Now you'll see here exactly what I mean by literally 1/8 of the block. It says be sure to pay attention to the selection box. You can't destroy a mini block by looking through an empty selection box area, and we will test this out later on. It says selection boxes. The blue selection box will show you where you can place a mini block. The orange one means a mini block can be placed in that location, but you need to look at the side face of the existing mini block. The red selection box appears when you're holding a tool such as a pickaxe and will show which mini block you're trying to destroy. And the red deny selection box shows that a mini block cannot be placed in that location. And we'll try to cover all of this, I think, in the experience section of today's video. There is also block conversion. Now, any vanilla, in brackets compatible, block can be converted into a full mini block. While holding a tool, look at the Minecraft block. A purple selection box will appear. Simply break a selection of the block. Once broken, the vanilla block will turn into a mini block, along with a section removed. Now, from my experience, this is quite annoying. I didn't like it. But on the good side, you can toggle this on and off. So you can double sneak really quickly, and if I come, there we go, 1, 2. So if you do double sneak really quickly, you can actually disable and enable this. And you can even turn off this feature in the settings section. So we'll be covering that later on as well. Then it goes into a few tips and tricks on how to create things like poles, vertical slabs, half stairs. It even tells you how to make working stairs as well, which we'll try and test. And then it tells you about building shapes and doing detailing, and has a space for the change log. And once you finish the book, it closes. But if we quickly reopen that up, in terms of the settings wheel, you can actually toggle on and off whether you want a selection box. You can adjust the refresh rate. You can turn on or off whether you want to be able to sneak twice to turn on block conversion. And you can turn on and off whole block to mini block conversion. So this is very good because I found that a bit annoying when I was trying to use it. But we'll submit that. Now, why don't we go and have a look at all 253 of the different blocks that you get in this add-on. Hey, did you know this channel isn't all there is? I also have a second channel called Dazman Reacts, where I react to other Minecraft content, trailers, pack combinations, creator interviews, and even the Minecraft Marketplace weekly update. I also have the Dazman Plays channel, where I play other non-Minecraft games of all age ranges. I have a Dazman football channel and a Dazman wrestling channel for those games and topics as well, and I also have a very small TikTok account at Dazman TikTok. And finally, I have my website, the Dazman Blogs website at dazmanblogs.blogspot.com, where I'm building a texture pack database, an actions and stuff compatibility list, written texture pack summaries, a very loose podcast, and even more. So support me in various places by liking, commenting, subscribing, following, and visiting in as many places as possible. So in terms of the 253 different blocks that you get in this add-on, am I going to name them all? I think I am. So if we come through, we've got the pink glazed terracotta, the yellow concrete powder, and this is the order, by the way, that they are in the creative menu, hence why there is no order to this. But you've also then got yellow wool, yellow concrete, resin bricks, spruce wood, mud. You've got polished andesite, yellow terracotta, cracked stone bricks, stripped oak logs, spruce planks, yellow stained glass, skulk, yellow glazed terracotta, red terracotta, a target block, terracotta, reinforced deep slate. You've got tough bricks, orange concrete powder, white concrete powder, white glazed terracotta, jungle wood, white concrete, stripped spruce logs, stripped pale oak, white terracotta, cherry planks, white wool, red concrete powder, white stained glass. There is also a red stained glass. You've got polished granite. You've got sandstone, magenta wool, spruce leaves, stripped oak wood. We've got a purple stained glass, stripped pale oak wood, stripped spruce wood, stripped mangrove wood, stone bricks, a purple glazed terracotta, stripped mangrove logs. There's a stripped jungle wood, stripped dark oak wood, stripped jungle log, raw gold, stone, chiseled deep slate, stripped acacia logs, stripped acacia wood, stripped bamboo. We've then got smooth red sandstone. That's sandstone, if I can use my proper words. We've then also got the diamond block. We've got the stripped birch log, resin, dark oak logs, stripped birch wood, stripped cherry logs. We've got mangrove leaves, smithing table, stripped cherry wood, stripped dark oak. We've got raw iron, spruce logs, snow. There's smooth stone, smooth sandstone, clay, red sandstone. There's a smoker, sand, rooted dirt, red wool, chiseled sandstone, red glazed terracotta, birch leaves, red concrete, cherry log, red stone, raw copper. We've then got pink terracotta, pink wool. There's podzol, which is a very good example of what we're going to go into in a little while. We've then got polished deep slate, polished diorite, cyan glazed terracotta, polished tuff, prismarine, pale oak wood, prismarine bricks. There's chiseled tuff. We've got pumpkin, purple concrete powder, purple terracotta, purple wool, and cherry leaves. And we're about halfway there, so let's take a moment for me to let you know that if your favorite block has been announced so far or is about to be announced, why don't you write it down in a comment with a little celebration that your favorite block has been featured. Let's carry on. We've also then got pink stained glass, pink concrete powder, pink concrete, pale oak planks, pale oak logs, grey concrete, pale oak leaves, packed mud, orange wool, orange terracotta, orange stained glass, orange glazed terracotta, orange concrete, obsidian, oak wood, oak planks, oak log. We've also got mangrove log. We've got glass, dripstone, mangrove planks, blast furnace. We've got mangrove roots, mangrove wood. There's a melon. There's a mossy cobblestone, a moss, a brown concrete, a mossy stone bricks, a mud bricks, a deep slate. There's a mycelium. There's a note. There's an oak leaves. There's a magenta terracotta, magenta stained glass, magenta glazed terracotta, magenta concrete powder, lime concrete powder, magenta concrete, loam. We've got lime wool. We've got lime terracotta, lime stained glass, lime glazed terracotta, lime concrete, light grey terracotta mini block. We've also got a light grey stained glass. There's a granite, a light grey wool, a blue stained glass. We've then got calcite, iron, jukebox, jungle leaves, jungle log, jungle planks, grey glazed terracotta, light blue concrete powder, lapis lazuli. There's a light blue glazed terracotta. We've also got a light blue stained glass. There's light blue terracotta, light blue wool, light grey concrete powder, light grey glazed terracotta. I really hope you're enjoying me naming all of these. Obviously, you're probably asking, why is he naming all of these blocks? Well, some people are going to want to know exactly what blocks are involved and if their specific favorite block is involved and what blocks aren't involved. And let's face it, who else is going to do it? It has to be me. So let's carry on. We've then got the ice. We've got a bone. We've got honeycomb, hay bale, grey stained glass, grey wool, green terracotta. That was a green terracotta. That was a green wool. I said grey wool. Green wool, green terracotta, coarse dirt, grain stained glass, green glazed terracotta, green concrete powder, green concrete. We've got grey wool, grey terracotta, grey concrete powder, gravel. There's a grass full mini block as well, which actually looks more like moss, but okay. We've then got cyan stained glass, dark oak leaves, dark oak planks. We've got dark oak wood, dark prismarine, deep slate bricks, deep slate tiles, azalea leaves, amethyst, diorite, dirt, emerald, fletching table, flowering azalea leaves, furnace, gold, grass, cyan wool, cyan terracotta, cyan concrete powder, cyan concrete, cut sandstone, cut red sandstone, crying obsidian, crafting table, cracked deep slate tiles, cracked deep slate bricks, copper. There is a brown glazed terracotta, cobblestone, cobble deep slate, coal, chiseled tuff bricks, chiseled stone bricks. We've also got blue concrete powder, blue glazed terracotta, birch planks, blue terracotta, blue wool. There is a bookshelf, bricks, blue concrete powder, blue concrete, brown stained glass, brown concrete powder, I can't read today, brown terracotta, brown wool, cartography table, cherry wood, chiseled bookshelf, chiseled red sandstone, chiseled resin, bricks, black wool, black terracotta, black stained glass, black glazed terracotta, black concrete powder, black concrete mini block, birch wood, birch log, bamboo planks, bamboo mosaic, bamboo. We also have an andesite. We have an acacia wood, acacia planks, acacia log, and acacia leaves. And that right there is all 253 different blocks. Why don't we take 4 seconds break for the title card? We'll go into the experience section and I'll show you not only how to make them, but how to use them, how to break them, and what complaints I kind of have about this add-on. And so to actually create the mini blocks, then you need to get yourself a stone cutter. This little fellow is very, very good because if you get a compatible block, and isn't it nice that I read them all off so you know which ones to deal with? I'm going to use cherry planks and a magenta glazed terracotta here. You click on the stone cutter and you place your block inside and you get 8 mini blocks for 1 full block. Obviously, there are 4 corners on the bottom half, 4 corners on the top. 4 plus 4 is 8. Easy maths. And then you get them like so. And then to build with them, why don't we see how it goes? So you can immediately see I've got my selection box here telling me that I can place in any quarter of this lower side, but you can't place immediately on that top half. So you do have to place something on the bottom half to begin with, okay? So I'm going to place it here, and you can see this is my top left corner, and I can build it out. Now, if I want to place, say, here, I can't, because I need to be facing a block face. If I want to place here, I can't do it from this angle. I have to do it facing the block face that's already been placed. So it will work now. It won't work here now. So I'll click here and it builds it out. Same again, if I want to go on this side, it won't do it here. But if I face the block, place it, it will. And I can finish off there. I then can place up here. Now, if we break this really quickly, which can be a little bit fiddly, we'll come to that in a second, I don't have to have a full block to do a raised. So you can just build a pole like so, and it finishes off that little arrow that you see. I can then also build out here and then potentially break that, and suddenly I've got little weird designs coming along. I can then also maybe place here, and then break this one off. Hang on, there we break that one off, there we go. And you'll see right there, we've got this weird little design. So there is freedom there. But what you will have noticed there as well is that it can be a bit fiddly when breaking it. Now, breaking it is fine. You can break the pieces off, but it can very easily get frustrating. So if I show you on here, we're going to place one here, place one here, and place one here. Now, if I break this block, absolutely fine, right? No problem at all. If I want to break the block to the left, it doesn't break because I'm still looking through this square. And it took me a second to realize this. I thought it was broken because I could sit here and punch till the cows come home and it will not break. But if I just shift over this way or just look at this side and click, now it breaks. And then over here, it's a little bit more hit and miss in how it works, but it doesn't really let you punch through the broken places. So you have to come around here, break that one, come around here, break that one. And that's how you break it. So if you feel like you're not able to break the blocks, just shift over so that you're actually looking at the block face that you want directly, not through an empty space, and you'll break it and it will work. What else did we have? So what if we wanted to build some stairs? Well, why don't we use some cherry planks for this? We're going to go here and then we're going to go here like so. Now, maybe I don't want this bottom half to be full. So I just want to place here and then I want to break this bit here too. So here you go. I've got a step up. Now, in the one block space, this doesn't work. Doesn't work. And I thought if we come over here and we place it into here and into here, break that. Now we've got a more traditional stair piece. Still doesn't work. So stairs do not work traditionally, but there is a way around it. You see, if I place on the back half of the block these two, like so, and then in a completely separate block, so this is you'll see here, look, if you look at the position on the left, this is -12, -7. This is -12, -6. So this is a completely separate block. If I go here, 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 like that, and I didn't mean to have these two, so let's just quickly break that one and break that one for the test. So the bottom step is in block A, the second step is in block space B, you'll see it does work now. So very, very fiddly in how to use this as a stair piece. You can still obviously come across here and just fill these in somehow. So we're going to go there and there. And now you have a stair piece set that actually triggers through block A and block B, which I think is quite neat. And I'm glad that there is a way to get stairs working. I suppose if you was going to use stairs in a 1 block space, you just use a standard stair block, but it can feel a little bit weird in how it's done. Now, another thing that I wanted to point out on here is that with it being 1/8 of a block, like I said in the guidebook section, it is 1/8 of a block. It's not a block down to 1/8 its size. It's legitimately 1/8 of an actual block face, which this is probably the best example of this. But if we place it down like so, you get that little corner, and then you place here to get the other half. So it's not the full terracotta block shrunk down. You're not going to get the whole arrow into a little corner piece. You are literally just going to get that one corner area. And that brings up some issues. Specifically here, these blocks here, all to the naked eye, if you're not staring at it too much, all look like dirt blocks. But would you believe that's a podzol, that's a mycelium, that's a grass, that's a dirt, and that's a coarse dirt. You would never know it, but as we build it out onto here, for instance, if I go to, where was the grass one? This one here, and we place it there, you do get it. But what if I want this piece up here as my lower bit? What if I wanted this to be grass? I can't find a single way to make that work. And I would suggest having like a wrench or something like that, which allows you to cycle through the 8 quadrants so that you could have a proper mini block of grass, because this is very frustrating. I just want one little corner piece of grass, and I don't want to have to do that to do it, because what if I want that down there? I don't want a floating grass piece, and that really is a little bit annoying. Now, for some blocks, it's not an issue, really, because you've got the melon block. Now, the melon block, whether you're dealing with a corner piece or the whole piece, kind of just looks like a melon block. Obviously, you don't get that top half design that you get up here with like the stem, but it's passable. It sort of works, so I don't mind that. Same for like mossy cobblestone bricks here, or mossy cobblestone. Leaves as well, wool, crying obsidian's not too bad, diorite, and the full dirt block itself are all kind of passable, but these are few and far between in being passable. And if we head over here, for instance, and we look over here, we can see, for instance, over here we've got the oak log. Now, an oak log looks like that. It's got a border going around it. It's kind of, you know, a full piece here, but when we place this down, it's very much a quarter piece with only 2 sides having a border, and that can be a bit frustrating. It's not an accurate representation of a mini block. Same here for the stripped. The target block is even worse, unfortunately, because what you want is that reduced down, or at least that's what I want. And here, no, you just got a corner piece. And heaven forbid, right? Let's say I want to place bottom left here, yeah? Well, if I come around here and place that, it's still not directional. It's still going to always be that same thing. So you can't ever get this side, for instance. You can't ever get that side down there. It's always going to be in the position that it would be on a full block. And that just takes away some of the creativity. One thing that I did also notice, because we're going through everything here, we've got the smoker. Now, for a smoker, that is very much 1/8 of the smoker, as you can see. As you build it out on here, a few things to note. So we'll place this down like so, and in there. Now, the front of the block is facing me here, and if I click on it, it's not, I'm going to get rid of blocks so I can show you this. It's not interactable. So you are just making the block. I don't mind this too much, just to say. I don't want to be able to build out a smoker from 8 different blocks and then be able to cook in it. So that I don't mind. This is just a standard block. But what I do mind is, so I built that from face on. If I stand off to the side and I do the same thing, so here, we're going to go here. Oh no, well, you have to come around here. But you saw I started from one side, here, we'll place on this side, this side, this side, and then this side. I don't get the front of the block here. So they're not directional either. It's like the smoker will always face that direction, which is a real problem for me, in all honesty. I'm not a big fan of that. And then another thing as well, you'll have noticed from listing the blocks. So blocks like the lodestone wasn't represented. Blocks from the nether wasn't represented. And blocks from the end wasn't represented. And we can just prove that here in the stone cutter. Crimson Nylium doesn't have a mini block. We can go to, I always struggle with the UI. We also have the purple block, which doesn't have a mini block. Does have other variations, but it doesn't have a mini block. And then also the, where was it? Lodestone, thank you, doesn't have a mini block either. Which is, you know, I want more. I want more. I'm greedy. I know this isn't the most expensive add-on, 490, so it's a good start in terms of range, but I want more. I really do. And one more thing as well that I wanted to point out, and it is just common sense, but I know some people are probably going to ask or wonder if it's the case. If you have two mini blocks of different types, like for instance, the white wool mini block or the jungle wood, or even the orange concrete, you can't mix the blocks. So you see there, it did try to say that I could, but as soon as I tried to place it down, it said no. So if I go here, for instance, it's now saying no. If I try and place down the white wool, as you've seen already, we can put the same block in, but we can't mix block types. So you're not going to end up with like a split block situation of half wool and half jungle wood. You can't stack them either. It is very much, you can only use the one type in that there. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear as well. And then I suppose one other thing that we can do is if we go into survival, and I will grab myself a pickaxe and I will grab myself an axe. Now, I currently have mini block conversion setting enabled. Now, this is a full oak block. And in fact, you know what? Let's do the test properly so you can see it. We'll go here. I'll pick a full oak plank. If I can grab that. Thank you, game, if you don't mind. Making me look silly on video. Oak plank there. Oak plank there. Into survival we go. Now I have a pickaxe and I can face it, and if I attack it, it chops it, but it breaks it in one corner. And this is what that conversion thing does with the sneak. So I had it enabled there, and now my full block has become a mini block, and I have to sit here and break the whole thing. As you can see, we've got issues when we try and break the whole thing here because of how I'm doing it through what block faces, so it really seems like it's glitching. If I disable that, and with my pickaxe, start to break it, I now get the full block. So you're not stuck with that setting, which is a bonus. If I place that down again and we try it with an axe, it still breaks like fine, except it's not actually going to do it. But now because it knows it's a mini block, it's going to break me off the mini halves, which I'm fine with that once it's set. That's not a problem at all. But if we confirm that we're in disabled, boom, there you go. So for me, I like the mini blocks, but they're not what I expected. I wanted shrunk down versions of the blocks, not corner pieces of the blocks. I like that there's ways to make the stairs work. That's always quite good. There is definite potential here for the blocks that we have. I want a wider range of blocks. I want nether blocks. I want all blocks, basically. I'm greedy in that sense. And it is a bit fiddly and can easily feel like it's broken. So for some people who might get annoyed by that, I don't know, that's kind of going to be for you. But hopefully I've shown you enough. I know there's a lot of rambling, but hopefully I've shown you enough in regards to selection, how you use it, what kind of limitations you've got, and just, you know, enough for you to make a decision there. Please do leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this. Drop a comment. And if you're new to the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Thank you to everybody who's supporting on the channel. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!